Welcome back. We're here this morning with Tim Watson, our local advice attorney, and Darren Gibbs, one of Tim's partners at MGW Law Partners. Now, okay, thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah,
Good morning.
Yeah, great to be here.
All right, so folks who have been in a car wreck obviously have a ton of questions, but I'm curious about some of the frequently asked questions that people have. So when they have been in a wreck, what's the first thing you tell people to do?
So one of the first things to do is to take care of yourself. You just got in a car accident. You got hit by a car. So take a deep breath. If first responders are on the scene, listen to them, tell them the truth about how you feel. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Maybe you don't know at that point because you just got in a car accident.
Right.
So, you're still trying to gather all of your wits about you. So listen to the people that are there. I would also call the police. Call the police, they'll come, they'll take a report. Again, that's a first responder, they can check on you. They'll take statements from witnesses there, they'll take statements from each of the drivers from the vehicles, and then they'll put together that report that you'll need to help determine kind of who's at fault for what happened.
Yeah, and that's a big one, right? Determining fault. So what happens if both drivers share some of that fault?
Fault is one of the biggest questions that we've got to deal with as attorneys.
Yeah.
Who did this? Like, who is responsible?
Right.
And everybody thinks that they didn't do anything wrong when they get in the car accident. But once again, we have that police officer who's going to make that initial determination. And then after that, lawyers are really helpful in figuring out what happened.
Right.
So hopefully one of the things you did was take pictures. So we look at that report as an attorney, and then we'll help try to discuss who's at fault in that accident and help prepare you for dealing with insurance companies or other attorneys or somebody else who might get involved in the case.
You mentioned taking pictures, and I just wanted to hop in and ask, is that something you would recommend, that if you get hit, you got all that adrenaline going, even if you were at fault or not at fault or whatever, but do you recommend it, take a beat and take pictures of what happened?
Absolutely. Take a picture of your car, the damage to your car, take a picture of the other person's car, if there's any damage at the scene, if there's any brake marks, if those are things that can think about, those are all really helpful later.
So you mentioned that initially when you're on the scene, the police officer kind of makes that determination of like who's at fault, but kind of the end result, who makes that final kind of determination, or the determination of this person is at fault, it's their problem. You know what I'm saying?
Who figures out who's at fault?
Right.
I mean, that's a big part of what attorneys do. So, in most cases, everybody is kind of talking about the possibility of settlement while the case is going on. Are we actually going to end up at trial? But the idea of trial is that if we get there, we are going to help tell our client's story so that the truth gets out. And you've got a jury that is going to make that determination. Who's at fault?
Gotcha.
That's the job of the jury. And if it's not a jury, that's the job of the judge. But the role of an attorney is to help through that process until we get to that point, if we get to that point.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you see car accidents all the time, maybe fender benders or maybe something more serious. How often do these car accidents go all the way to court?
Most settle. Most will settle before you ever get to court. But when you go through an attorney, what we do is always think about what's that end result. We want to prepare you in the event this has to end up in a lawsuit, this has to end up in front of a jury. And so we want to have as much information before us so we can help you evaluate, is this a great case to settle, or let's make this decision together about should we file a lawsuit? Should we go to court? Should we ask a jury about what happened?
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's, we're always framing the case as if we're going to court. That is the end game. And so part of what we're doing is, from the very beginning, we're putting this together as if we're going to go to court.
Yeah. And you would advise people, if they get in an accident, to hire an attorney, right?
I would advise that.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on. You get in a car accident, it's not your fault. All of a sudden, you got to go to the hospital. You've got medical bills that are accumulating. How do I deal with my insurance, my health insurance? Where do I submit the bills? Again, this is really frustrating. I'm having to take time off of work. I'm having to deal with all this anxiety as it relates to this accident. And attorneys and law firms can help you deal with that and help you manage that process.
That's amazing. Yeah, and we got several ways you can reach out to these guys at MGW Law. They're not hard to find. Phone number listed there. The website as well, so reach out to them if you're looking for advice. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
For sure, yes.